YouTube, my name is Chevelle and I am creating a YouTube channel to document my surrogacy journey. So I am in the process of becoming a gestational surrogate for a family in China. And for those of you who don't know what a gestational surrogate is, basically there is an embryo that will be created from somebody else's egg and somebody else's sperm through a thing called in vitro fertilization. Once the baby is created, the embryo will be frozen until my body is ready to take on the baby. Once my body is ready, they will transfer the embryo into my uterus and I will grow the baby for 9 months and then send the baby home with his parents or her parents. So that is the journey that I am on right now. I started the process back in August. I did a bunch of research on which agency that I wanted to use because I've known for years and years that this is something that I wanted to do. I've had 3 healthy babies, super healthy pregnancies. I love being pregnant. So I've always known that if I can help another family's dream come true by giving them a baby and giving them life, then I definitely want to do something like that. And I know going into this that this is not my baby, so I think my mindset is pretty dead on with what it takes to be a surrogate. So with all of that being said, I started this process in August, and I basically did a bunch of research on the agency that I wanted to use. And once I found the agency, I reached out to them on their website, and there's basically like a 15-question questionnaire that you have to fill out. And it's all about eligibility questions. So what's your body mass index? Are you a smoker? Has any of your last pregnancies had complications? Things like that. And then once I submitted that, the very next day, the agency reached out to me to do like a phone interview and basically get more of a feel for me. I got a feel for them, kind of explain the next processes, and then send me the application. So it was a huge, long paper application that you had to fill out. Throughout this whole process, I think at first my husband thought I was crazy. But he has really come around to the whole thing and he thinks it's awesome. He's super supportive, which is amazing. So I got all of the information in the application at the end of August, and I just wanted to pray on it and just make sure that this was the right thing that I should be doing. And also just get double clarification that my husband is 100% on board with me, because in all reality, I am going to have somebody else's baby in my stomach, and my husband's going to have to deal with all the hormones and the crazy things that come with pregnancy, and it's not his baby. So I just had to really get clarification that this is what I should be doing and that he supports me. So after knowing all of that, the beginning of November, I went ahead and submitted the application, and I submitted it on November 4th, and then come the 5th, they had received it and requested medical records. They had let me know medical records usually takes a while because the doctors take forever. However, come the 6th of November, they had let me know that my doctor had already sent everything over. She was amazed. She said that's never happened that quick. So they wanted to review everything and that they would let me know if I was officially, based off of my medical records and my application, accepted into their program, basically. So come the 7th, I had, or was it the 6th? Either way, the next day, I had gotten an email congratulating me into the program and letting me know that my profile would go live on their website for intended parents or IPs to view. Come November 8th, I had already gotten an email back stating that there was a family that was very interested in me, but they just had one question. On my application, I had put that I was only willing to carry one baby. I didn't want twins, I didn't want triplets, I wanted one baby. So they had asked if in the crazy event that the embryo had split into 2 and it became identical twins, would I be okay with carrying both? And I let them know I would. If that's what's meant to happen, then that's what's meant to happen, and we'll deal with it. I'll carry both. So I emailed them right back and let them know, yep, I would be okay with that. So 1 week later, I got another email saying, congratulations, you're potentially matched. They want to meet you. So because they are in China, there is obviously a language barrier, a culture barrier, and then time difference, huge time difference. I think they're like 17 hours ahead of us or something. So with that, I had to download an app called WeChat, which basically translate for you. It's kind of like Skype, but it translates from different languages. And then had to come up with a good time that fit for everybody to be able to talk. So I think it was only a couple days later that we decided to call each other on a Saturday night. So it was my husband, myself, and my kids, my agency, and a translator, and then the intended mother and the intended father. And I was so nervous because I had no idea what to expect. I was scared to say something that would offend somebody. I didn't know if they spoke any English at all or none. I really just had no idea what to expect. So we got on the phone call, and the mother does speak a little bit of English, which was a big relief. It would be okay if she didn't, but it was nice that she did. And we just talked. We asked what each other likes to do for fun. We asked what favorite colors are, what we do for a living, just basic things. The agency, after the phone call, basically let them know to decide if they wanted to move forward with me. And if they did, then at that point, I would get to decide if I wanted to move forward with them. So about 30 minutes after the phone call, I get a call from my agency saying, absolutely, they loved you, they want to move forward. So talk to your husband, make sure that this is a good fit for you guys, and let me know. So the next day, I emailed my agency and I said, absolutely, I would like to work with them. Let's move forward. So basically at that point, you're considered matched. So after that, the next step is a psychological screening and a medical screening. So the psychological screening is a psychiatrist asking you a million questions about your past, about your current life, about making sure that you know that this isn't your baby, you comprehend the whole process, all of that. So it was like 2 or 3 days after the video chat that I had completed the psychiatrist meeting, and then after that, it was 2 days after that. So this whole process went by super quick. 2 days after that, they let my agency know that I passed my psychological screening, and the next step was a medical screening. However, at this point, I was still breastfeeding. I was in the process of weaning my daughter off, and I had an IUD in. So they basically said, take as long as you need to wean your daughter off. You do whatever you need to do. That's all on your time court. But once that's done and you take your IUD out, let us know. We'll get the medical screening going. So December 17th, I got my IUD out, which was 2 days ago, and I'm officially done breastfeeding. So with both of those, both of those things being done, I let my agency know, hey, I'm done breastfeeding and I got my IUD out. So basically the next step is the medical screening, which is me going to California with my husband, both of us getting some blood work done, basically pap smear. I know it's a little bit more in depth than just the pap smear, but it's basically the gist of it. And that process, or after that's done, as long as I pass that, then the next step would be contracts. We would sign our legal contracts. And then at that point, I would start medication. So the medication, obviously I don't have an exact list of what it is, but based on my research, is injections, which I'm not excited about. I'm terrified of needles, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do on that, but I'm going to get through it. So some injections, some oral pills, some vaginal suppositories, TMI, sorry. And then once my body is ready for transfer, I will go to California and do the embryo transfer. So it's pretty exciting. I have a ton of support through this whole process. My husband is my number one support. My boss is amazing. My husband's family and my dad are all so supportive, which really does help. I am super excited. I talk to my IEPs like every week. They just actually sent us a bunch of Christmas cards and birthday cards because all my kids have birthdays pretty close together. So we just got a bunch of birthday cards from them and Christmas cards, and they're very, very thankful, which is so adorable. They just continue to tell me how thankful they are. So that's really awesome. It makes me feel appreciated for sure. So that is pretty much my journey. I'm gonna go ahead and document everything the whole way through. So my next one should be about the medical screening. Hopefully that will be in early January. But we shall see. I will keep you guys updated. Bye guys.